Good afternoon, everyone. Today I will be presenting to you SM Prime Holdings. So to begin, allow me to first take you to a trip down memory lane as we journey from 1983, when we started building our first mall, and as we continue to the present. So 1983, that was the year we started building our very first mall, SM North EDSA. And during that time, according to Mr. C, in 1983, we were building SM North EDSA, our very first shopping mall. Many people at that time said I was crazy. There was a political crisis. Interest rates were as high as 45%, and the location of the mall was in the middle of nowhere. But Mr. C persisted and continued to build on his dream and opened North EDSA in 1985, amidst the political turmoil at the time. And the rest, as they say, is history. Again, in 1990, the government of President Cory Aquino at the time was besieged by a series of coup attempts. And it was during that time when we opened SM City Santa Mesa. In 1991, Mount Pinatubo, a volcano which has remained dormant in the last 100 years, erupted. But in 1991, we opened SM Mega Mall. So looking back at these series of events, if there's just one thing that we could learn from SM's experience and SM's core values, and that is to always stay positive amidst all the challenges. When everyone else was thinking of failure or doomsday, it was Mr. C's optimism and ability to think long-term and look at the bigger picture that made him thrive amidst all these challenges. To him, these were just bumps in the road. And our success did not stop there. In 1994, we incorporated SM Prime Holdings. SM Prime Holdings is the entity assigned to undertake the SM Group's small shopping business. And on July that same year, we took SM Prime public, so it was listed in the Philippine Stock Exchange at a price of 5.35 per share. So again, despite the challenges in both local and international sphere, among them, the 1998 financial crisis, the 2011 attack on the Twin Towers, and the 2008 global financial crisis, we still managed to grow our business. In 1994, we only had 4 shopping centers at the time, but by 2013, we managed to grow this to 48 shopping centers. And in China, we started in 2005 by opening 2, that's in Xiamen and Jinjiang. And by 2013, we now have 5 successful shopping centers in China. So because of the SM Group's vision and hard work, 3 of the biggest malls in the world are now found in the Philippines. You have SM Mega Mall having 506,000 square meters. So this mall was just recently expanded last January. We added another 100,000 square meters by opening SM Mega Mall Building D, or the SM Mega Fashion Hall. So the Mega Fashion Hall will house H&M, the very first store of H&M in the Philippines, will be in SM Mega Mall. So clearly, this tells you na ang preferred allocators talaga ng international brands is really SM because of the size and scale and the foot traffic that we draw into our malls. Second would be SM North EDSA, having 483,000 square meters. So what's interesting about SM North EDSA, we opened this in 1985 with only 100,000 square meters. And during that time, siguro SM department store lang yung tenant. But over its lifetime, close to 30 years, we've already expanded this mall as much as 6 times already. So it's now 483,000 square meters from just 100,000 back when it opened. And to date, it's still our most profitable and most successful in our portfolio. And then SM Mall of Asia with 407,000 square meters. This mall was just opened back in 2006, but because of its success, we're now even thinking of expanding this by adding a third floor. So we're now talking to engineers, designers to start working on the third floor of Mall of Asia. So to date, we accommodate as much as 3.5 million people a day across all our shopping centers. And this is just on an average work day. During weekends or when there are special events like the Pyro Musical in the Mall of Asia, this can go as high as 4.5 million people. Thus, in 2004, because of the SM Supermalls, the malling phenomena in the Philippines was recognized worldwide. So just some basic statistics on the shopping malls. In the Philippines, we have 48 shopping centers, having 6.2 million square meters of GFA, and housing close to 16,000 tenants. In China, we have 5 existing shopping centers in Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities, having 800,000 square meters of GFA and housing 1,400 tenants. In the Philippines, we have 48 shopping centers, 18 of which are in Metro Manila with 3.2 million square meters of GFA. In Luzon, we have 22 shopping centers with 1.9 million square meters of GFA. And in the Visayas, we have 554,000. And in Mindanao, we have 4 shopping centers having 485,000 square meters for a total of 6.2 million square meters. While in China, we have 5 existing malls in Xiamen, Jinjiang, Chengdu, Suzhou, and Chongqing for a total of 800,000 square meters. So, looking at the total assets and stockholders' equity of SM Prime from 1985 to 2010, 1994 up to 2010, you can see that we've also consistently delivered on the numbers in terms of growth in total assets and total stockholders' equity. In 1994, our total assets at that time was just 15.4 billion, but by 2010, we've already increased this to 116.3 billion on the back of the growth in the shopping mall business from just one, and by 2010, it was already, I think, 40 shopping centers. And then 1994, our total stockholders' equity at that time was just 14 billion, but by 2010, we've already grown this to close to 60 billion pesos. So sources of income for the shopping mall business would be rental revenues. So rental revenues, that would be your rental from the tenants, which can either be fixed or variable. And then cinema ticket sales, because we also operate the cinemas. And then amusement income. When you say amusement income, that would be the bowling, ice skating, the rides, Science Discovery Center. So incidentally, as you all know, si Michael Martinez actually started to nurture his dream of becoming an Olympian figure skater in SM South Mall Ice Skating Rink. So who would have known, di ba, na magkakaroon tayo ng Olympian figure skater coming from the Philippines. And then other income. So revenues and net income. So again, consistently we've delivered in terms of increasing the numbers. In 1994, when we were just starting, our revenues at that time was just 2.26 billion, and net income was at 1.01 billion. But by 2013, our revenues, we've grown this by as much as 16 times to 34.45 billion, and net income multiplied by as much as 12 times to 11.86 billion by 2013. So 2014, our journey in SM Prime will continue by expanding and opening new locations. In 2014, we will be opening 2 new locations in the provinces. You have SM Kawayan and SM Angono. as well as one in Zibo in China. We are also expanding existing shopping centers. So we've already opened the Mega Fashion Hall last January. That's 101,000 square meters. And we're also underway in expanding existing SM Bacolod and SM Lipa. So for this year, we will be adding close to 600,000 square meters in additional floor space. So in 2013, again, we made history by consolidating all of the SM Group's real estate businesses under one roof, which is SM Prime. So with the consolidation, we have transformed SM Prime's business from just being a pure mall operator and developer to becoming an integrated mixed-use property developer, making it Southeast Asia's largest property conglomerate. So the main rationale for the consolidation is we want to maximize fully the synergies among all our property businesses and use this as a platform to undertake large-scale mixed-use development projects. This transformation also signifies SM's vote of confidence in the long-term growth potential of the Philippine property sector, as well as the consumer and tourism sectors. So under the new SM Prime, we now have 5 core businesses. You have the shopping malls, and then residences, offices, hotels and convention centers, and resorts and events destinations. So just to show you our financial highlights in 2013. So 2013, we ended the year at 60 billion of revenues. That's a 5% growth from last year's 57 billion. Accounted for substantially by the mall business at 59%, the residences accounting for the 23%, the offices at 10%, and hotels and conventions at 8%. In terms of net income, we've also grown in 2013 by 8% at 18 billion pesos from 16.2 billion in the prior year. So this excludes the one-time restructuring cost of about 1.28 billion. So because of the merger and the restructuring that we did last year, we had to pay a one-time fee of 1.2 billion. But excluding that, we were able to grow our net income by 8% to 18 billion pesos in 2013. So it's also substantially driven by the shopping malls, accounting for 75%, the residences at 20%, and the offices at 5%. So we've already discussed the malls. Let's now go to residences. So SM Residences is primarily carried under the brand of SMDC, The Good Guys. Our current endorser is the multi-talented Sarah Geronimo. So under the SMDC brand, we have 21 ongoing residential developments. The residential developments are all in Metro Manila, except one in Tagaytay. Source of income of residences is primarily sale of real estate condominium units. Just to show you pictures of our existing developments in SMDC. So these are 5-star homes at affordable prices. You have Jazz Residences in Makati, Shine Residences, Shell Residences in Mall of Asia Complex, M Place in Quezon City, Breeze Residences in Rojas Boulevard, Manila, Light Residences along EDSA, Field Residences in Bikutan, Sun Residences near UST in Manila, Berkeley just across Ateneo, C Residences within the Mall of Asia Complex, and Trees Residences beside SM City Fairview, green residences beside De La Salle University in Taft, and Mesa residences across SM City Santa Mesa. Grass residences behind SM North EDSA, Chateau Elysee beside SM City Sucat, and wind residences in Tagaytay. So you can see that in SMDC, yung locations is all within the Central Business District or beside universities, beside MRT or LRT stations. So SMDC, it's primarily one product, one market. So when you say one product, one market, one product, it means it's all vertical residential developments. And then one market, we only target the affordable income segment of the market. So when you say affordable income segment, the size of each unit is just between 24 to 30 square meters, and the average price point is just between 1.5 to 3 million pesos per unit. So SMDC, you wouldn't see any high-end brands that are being launched. So apart from SMDC, we also have two other entities offering leisure secondary home developments. One is Tagaytay Highlands, which is obviously in Tagaytay, and Pico del Oro in Nasugbu, Batangas. So in 2014, we will continue to grow the business of our residential business unit by launching 3 new projects and expanding 4 existing towers. So this will all happen by the second half of 2014. Under offices, right now we have 3 existing offices under our Office B business unit. You have SM Cyber 1, SM Cyber 2, both in Makati, and 2 Ecom in Mall of Asia Complex. So in 2014, so just to show you the pictures, that's 2 Ecom, 3 Ecom. So in 2014, we will open this SM Cyber West. And for 2014, our projects would be groundbreaking of 3 Ecom and top off of 5 Ecom. So the plan for the offices is really just to open at least 1 new office building a year. So going to the hotels and convention centers, we have 4 existing brands under SM Hotels. You have the Alvista Hotel in Tagaytay, Radisson Blue in Cebu, Park Inn by Radisson in Davao, and Pico Sands Hotel in Pico del Oro. So the source of income for hotels and convention business is room revenues, food and beverage, and other income. So just to show you the pictures, you have the Alvista Hotel, Radisson Blue, Park Inn in Lanang, and Pico Sands in Pico del Oro. And this is SMX Convention Center in Mall of Asia Complex. So the plan for the hotels and convention center business for 2014, we will start constructing another hotel in Clark, Pampanga, that's Park Inn, and we will also be launching another SMX in Bacolod. So lastly, the resorts and events destinations. So under the resorts and events destinations, we only have 2. You have Pico del Oro Beach and Country Club and the Mall of Asia Arena. So this is Pico del Oro, the infinity pool in our Pico del Oro Beach and Country Club. And this is the main lobby of Pico del Oro Beach and Country Club. And this is the Mall of Asia Arena. MOA Arena, we only launched this last May 2013. But since we launched this, we've already hosted international acts of Lady Gaga, Rihanna, J-Lo, the NBA exhibition game, and just last weekend, a very successful concert of Bruno Mars. So while we recognize that SM is becoming so big, We also do not forget that we have a responsibility towards the environment as well as corporate social responsibility. So allow me to quote Mr. Hans. Investing in disaster risk reduction is good for business. This was a statement he delivered during the Global Forum on Disaster Risk Reduction hosted by the United Nations last May 2013. And in that same forum, he also mentioned that SM Prime takes steps to ensure the longevity of our establishments and safeguard the communities in which we operate. Partly through prioritizing disaster resilience, SM Prime has managed to both increase profitability and implement an aggressive expansion strategy. We also have SM Cares under the SM Prime Holdings. So under SM Cares, we have several programs for senior citizens where we hire people over 60 years to work for the shopping malls. We also have programs for persons with disability, environmental programs, programs for OFW. So we have OFW lounges inside our malls where they can make free calls to their families, and also women and breastfeeding programs. So all our shopping centers have breastfeeding stations where mothers can breastfeed. So that's SM Cares. Under SM Cares also, currently we're building 200 houses in Bogo, Cebu for the victims of Typhoon Yolanda. And we plan to increase this to 1,000. So from 200 to 1,000 houses. So let me close this presentation by again quoting Mr. Hans C. So at SM Prime Holdings, we create opportunities in the midst of challenges and live up to a legacy of excellence. Every time we do business, our overall objective is always to become the catalyst of economic growth and development, and always to uplift the lives of millions of people wherever we go. Thank you and good afternoon.